Alright, me again, and we're doing a kind of a rapid fire review session today. Because I got movies that I've watched over the break, over my time, and I didn't get a chance to review them. But, enough of that. We're going to open up, or continue on with 2013's review session with Superhero Taisen. Okay, this movie got a lot of mixed opinions from its fan base. Many people say it's a good movie. Some say it was an okay movie. Some say it's just a really terrible movie. What I say matters to me. It doesn't matter what you guys think. What I think is what I think. It's my opinion. And in my opinion, this movie is good. It's not the best movie. It's not the best team up. But it was a good movie. And that's all I have to say. It's a good movie. It has its flaws. Let's put it that way. Let's just take a look at this cover for a second right now. Name the two biggest objects on this cover. Alright, if you guessed Decade and Gokai Red, you are correct. They're the main stars of this movie. But look who's in the front. It's Forza and Red Buster. No, see, the thing is, these two are not the main stars. Forza and Red Buster. Decade and Gokai Red are the main stars. If anything, you should have put them in like the little smaller parts because they were in the movie for like short time. Now let's get into why people didn't really like this movie. It didn't display all the characters' strengths pretty well. Understandable. I mean, yes, we had characters who were taken out really easy. Meteor, who puts up more of a fight than I guess certain characters in the Forza universe, really had his ass handed to him by Biohunter Silver. I mean, that was terrible. I didn't like that. I can understand some of it. And Forza being at a disadvantage with a guy who can morph into other Sentai Reds. And the weird thing is, some of the story manages to cut off and focuses on Kaito, Joe, Don, Edgy, and Hina. Honestly, that's what they do. That's what they did in this movie. They cut away from the main action to focus on these characters. And it's the first time I think Edgy's ever explained his relationship to Hina. A platonic relationship, my ass. We all know what be going on in between when nobody's around, when Ank's not here. I'm sorry. Well, I'm sorry. Yeah, that was kind of harsh since Ank's dead. Whatever. Okay, where am I getting off to? Stupid tangent. Anyways, let's talk about the plot of this movie. Plot is there's a giant war going on between the Sentai and the Riders. Decade's leading the Riders, and Gokai Red's leading the Sentai. It's pretty obviously for anybody to see. Now, in the beginning of this entire movie, Marvelous comes in, changes the Gokai Red, and takes out the legendary 7 Riders. That just baffles me. The legendary 7 Riders are stronger, and please, with everything that just actually happened to this guy, please show a little bit more respect to Stronger. I mean, have him put more of a fight than what you did to that. I mean, come on, man. That was sad. I felt bad in that first scene. And I was like, and Stronger got defeated. I'm like, oh man, because really that was pretty sad. Because considering that the fact that his actor had passed away. Enough of that. Basically, all sides are trying to destroy the other, and it's not obviously there's no whole team full of the Sentais. It's a team full of the Sentai and the Sentai villains and the Rider and Rider villains. The people who are on the fence about this are obviously the Go Busters and Forza. They're not really sure what the hell's going on. Pretty much they're saying that they're supposed to coexist together and help fight evil. However, something is causing them to fight. Earlier on, Forza tries to fight Marvelous and it doesn't go as planned. Meteor tries to jump in but gets beat down by Biohunter Silver. The Go Busters beat up Decade using their individual powers, and they get beaten up. The thing is, when they're defeated, they're not killed. They're sent away somewhere, and it's never specified where they are. I can guess they say they're in limbo. Well, basically, there's something going on. There's like a... You can already feel this, where the plot is going. Basically, if Decade and Goku and Marvelous are teaming up with the enemies, with their arch nemesis, all the villains, to stop the other, What do you think is gonna happen, once they all get defeated? Backstabbing. Of course. I obviously predicted it a mile away. They were going to destroy each other, then there's going to be a stab in the back, and then they're going to realize we need to team up and stop them. And which is true. That does actually happen towards the end, but that happens towards the end, and I'm like, really? I kind of knew that was going to happen. But I say the best fights. Let's talk about the best fights in the movie. You got Joe versus Kaito, which is, I like that fight. It was really good, and it was good emotion packed into it. You have the final fight with all the Riders and Sentai teaming up to fight the bad guys. I enjoy that. You got the Zord fight. You got the Zord fight with the with the two giant guilds, Lord Wall's guild and Akio's guild, and then with the ultimate evil. Yes, so the villain's plot is to fuse their ultimate evil fortresses together to create a giant robot. All fun and dandy, except that they need a pilot. I'm guessing originally it was supposed to be another villain to pilot it, or maybe hell, even Marvelous, or maybe even Marvelous. I don't know. Who knows? But I feel like the ending took a left turn. Seriously, I mean, it was like, wait. So we went from all these guys being the villain to this guy being the villain, but he has the dumbest reason for being a villain ever. Basically, what winds up happening is Kaito Daiki, aka Kamen Dien, becomes the main villain the last minutes of the movie, pretty much, because he has some kind of issues. He's sad or lonely. I don't know. It was ridiculous. So he merges the two evil fortresses together. The Go Busters go in their mechs and try to stop him. It doesn't work. Now, originally what I thought was going to happen was all the Sentai was going to summon their mechs, and then Jay was going to come out, or Jay was going to grow big, and then Jay was going to go giant size and go fight with the mechs, which was going to be badass. No, it's more or less like this. Go Buster O gets kicked by the giant fortress and flies into space. Forze is like, okay, Yoko, I'm going to take your place on the ship, on the mech, and I'm going to use my power to save the day. So pretty much in the end, it turned into like a Go Buster / Forze team up, pretty much, because nobody else did anything else. They just sat there and watched. Hell, I really wish that they did that all the writers did that freaking motorcycle technique in the anniversary movie. I really wish that happened, and I wish the Sentai did the same with their anniversary movie weapon, like the giant freaking cannon. Nope. Forze and the Go Busters team up and take out the giant mech, which should have killed Kaito, but it doesn't. No, honestly, can you really explain me this science method? So are you mean to tell me that the rockets blew the window out, Go Buster goes flying all the way up out of the galaxy, rebounds around, slingshots around Saturn in a rider kick position, drills through the robot, and the robot explodes, and Kaito's okay? How? That makes no sense. And obviously, we do get a reason why the heroes are fighting in the first place. Everybody's favorite catchphrase villain, Narutaki, is here. And he's saying that he wants, because these universes shouldn't be like coexisting or some weirdness like that. And of course, he ends it by saying this famous catchphrase, Honore Dikera. We obviously have no idea why he hates this guy. Honestly, like, what is Narutaki's deal? He has, like, issues. He's always mad with Decade. Decade's always messing with his plans. He says Decade's gonna destroy the world. He did, but it was actually for good intentions. And you're mad at him, why? Many people speculate that Narutaki is obviously something related to Decade. Is somehow related to Decade. I don't see it. Anyways, like I said, let's talk more about the flaws these people had. Basically, the producer of this movie was more of a Sentai fan, so I can see why, like, some of the Sentai were easily, like, beating down some of the writers, because he was showing favoritism. If you're going to do a movie where two franchises team up in order to take down a greater evil, it should be more like this. Get a guy who's good and have him be like one of those split neutral people who doesn't care, and it's Tokusatsu who gives a fuck what side he's on. He likes Tokusatsu. Now, we need somebody like that. We need a person like that to, to direct the next superhero Taisen movie. We have already gotten confirmation of a superhero Taisen Z. Why Z? What is Z? Is the next one going to be GT or something? Because I'm not probably going to watch that since the fact that Dragon Ball GT was a horrible fail to me. Excuse me. But from what I'm hearing right now, it sounds like Superhero Tyson was just the beginning. Riders versus Sentai. This next one's gonna add in the space sheriffs. I think they're gonna add in Izuna Man and Magic Girl Palame Palindrome Palame Pal shit. I can't even pronounce her name right. That's gonna be like one of the big issues when I do Ultimatum. When I try to review Ultimatum, it's not gonna work out for me pronunciations of that. The pronunciation. I really wish that there was some more interaction between the Sentai and the writers for this movie. In the final fight, there was some pretty cool interactions or team ups, like when Shadow Moon was fighting Black. Kamen Rider Black teams up with the Maskman and takes him out. There's Kiva teams up with the Goangers, which I found pretty awesome. There were some team attacks, and I wish there was some other good ones like Forze and Yoko do like a rider kick together, or hell, even Meteor. Meteor should have been in the mech in that final fight. Would have been awesome. What's in the Meteor, especially all of a sudden the mech knows Kung Fu or Jeet Kune Do, and it just starts fucking up the great evil fortress. Another thing, yeah, that's the thing. Like, no, you don't see every character in this movie, or not every character gets its screen time. Every character do their bit, and they cut to the next character, and so on and so forth. You got flying, and you got everything is like going crazy on the screen when the final fight happens. It's like explosions one place, lasers, swords, more explosions, flying and lifting, and all this. Once again, this marks the second movie where Jay does not actually grow in size. I don't know what's going on there. Jay was only giant for like for two other movies, and he wasn't giant anymore. And I really feel like Jay should have been in that final fight. I mean, yes, we all know it was pretty much. I feel like the ending was like that. It was trying to throw more focus on the Forze and Go Buster aspect, which I really wish they didn't try to do, but they did. Besides, like I said, you have Jay who grows really tall and can fight too. Plus, there's like Decade's ability to make everybody make all the writers super strong, even though Forza didn't have the superpower, the ultimate form yet. Just, I don't know. Do I really want to see Superhero Tyson Z and having to relive the same thing I just watched now? The reason why I said it was a good movie. Another bad thing I didn't like, this movie was way overhyped. I mean, people were like, you have to go see this movie is going to be awesome, everything. Like, they treat this movie like this was going to be the best movie in existence. And many people really didn't like it. I didn't like the fact that Kaito becomes the villain at the end and it's for stupid reasons. I know Kaito's supposed to be an asshole from time to time, but that's because he's a treasure hunter. He's supposed to steal treasure. Like, I really wish, like, in one scene he stole the Ranger keys from the other Gokaigers. Like, he steals them and then he tries to figure out what to do when he tries what to do with them. I would like that aspect, but no, they made him a villain, and it's opening up for a Decade movie, we're hearing rumors of a Decade movie, but keep your fingers crossed if they're gonna get the actors for this, or if there's gonna be anything related to the series. I don't know. I'm not even sure anymore. I said this movie was good. It has its flaws, but its flaws are pretty big. And my rating for it will be a C. Like I said, it's a good movie, but it should have been better. Now, I did watch the net movies for this, and I like the net movies, except the fact that the net movies were kind of the same. Like who killed this? Who killed who? There was like a who killed who thing, and there was one where it was like the Sentai was originally supposed to be based off of this, and they bleeped out Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. I don't even know what the hell was that about, but I loved the Net movies. The Net movies, A, 9A plus. Should have been better. I don't think I saw them all. Well, that's Superhero Tyson for me, and I really hope that Superhero Tyson Z adds in more characters. Like I am hearing about the space sheriffs, and I know Azuna Man and Mystic Girl Palindrome makes an appearance in the Wizard team up movie, in the Wizard Forze movie. Will I review that? I'm not sure. I have to wait for it to get subbed. Until then, sorry, that something was outside my house. Until then, we'll have to wait and see. I'm gonna keep doing my reviews. This review is probably not gonna be a good one, but hey, you make do what you got. Night Rider 7602 signing out. Peace.